Hey guys, it's Thor. Hey guys, it's Thor. Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. I'm Kelsey. That's Rachel.
Here's what I want to talk about. I saw, Dana White. As much as he hates the media, he does a lot of interviews with said media.
And yet, you haven't made this happen yet, Dana. I know you watch our show.
But so he was talking, and he's excited about Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
The Conor McGregor that he's, I guess, talking to, seeing, I don't know, he said focused, he's excited for this Conor McGregor in 2021. That he's going to come ready, he's not playing around and whatever. He likes this Conor McGregor. And then he started talking about, the year. And I believe he mentioned, this could be like a banner year for Conor in the UFC specifically. He's not so much concerned about any mega crossover fights. And I think that he mentioned Khabib, possibly, because he's still trying to work that out. I think he's supposed to meet with Khabib and whatnot. So I'm reading all this, and it's great. Focus Conor McGregor, everybody loves that. But I was like, well, what if I were Dustin Poirier right now? How would I feel when the president of the UFC is talking about this great year that Conor McGregor is going to have? And in 2 weeks, I, Dustin Poirier, am fighting Conor McGregor. And wouldn't you think, best fight friends, wouldn't you think that if Conor were to lose to Dustin Poirier, it would significantly change the layout for 2021 for Conor? What do you think?
It definitely would. Let me play the Diamond's advocate.
Okay.
For Poirier a little bit here. I think that he's all about being overlooked. I think he wants to be overlooked. I think it helps him. It drives him. Poirier is going into this fight over 6 years after the first fight. He got stopped in less than 2 minutes in the first fight. Say he let his emotions get the best of him. And now in this fight, he's coming in a completely different fighter. Both of them are completely different. But I would argue that Poirier was forced to evolve more because he, first of all, lost that fight and some others. And he had to work his way up to the highest level in the lightweight division. Mm-hmm. Of course, he became an interim lightweight champion and then lost to Khabib Nurmagomedov. But I wouldn't be surprised if Poirier was okay with being overlooked because he definitely and absolutely feels like he will win the fight. It is interesting to me, this matchup, because to me, I'm not sure if it was the wisest move for McGregor to pick this fight, because the way this fight happened doesn't make sense to me, right? Remember how it happened? It was basically McGregor was mad that he didn't get to fight. He went on a tweet rant. Mm-hmm. He said he was going to box Manny Pacquiao. Mm-hmm. And then he decided that he wanted to do that sparring match.
There was a charity
that
fight.
He was going to promote, kind of as a dig to, fine UFC, I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Well, then, of course, they all came together. Now he's really fighting Dustin Poirier. So I feel like McGregor probably feels confident that he'll win the fight. In fact, he said recently in a clip that he expects to win it in half the time this time, 60 seconds, because he won the first fight. But this is a completely different fighter, Dustin Poirier, than he fought before, a complete MMA fighter, and I'm really, really looking forward to watching this fight and seeing what happens. I'm not sure, all this to say, I'm not sure if this was, I feel like the reasons Conor McGregor wanted to fight Dustin Poirier maybe weren't the best reasons to have, right? Mm-hmm. And it worked out because they're both in the top 5 or whatever the division. The winner here definitely should get a title shot or be on that track, but still, you don't want to pick on somebody in the UFC that you think, I already beat this guy. Because guys are getting better all the time. They get better and better, working on different things. Poirier's been doing that. I can't wait to see the fight.
Dustin Poirier, being a solid MMA fighter.
Solid dude.
In the UFC, right? He probably is doing his thing, not concerned about these things. So I wonder if I'm just projecting my own feelings.
I bet he's aware.
Onto Dustin Poirier. Here, maybe the truth is that I kind of just don't like it. I kind of don't like that Dana White's out there doing this interview and he's kind of overlooking Dustin Poirier, because I think as the president of the UFC, I think that you should be a little more, what do you call that? Even with all your fighters. I don't think he should have favorites. I don't think he should be I don't know. this is all just my opinion. The other thing that I do like, if I play an advocate to myself, devil's advocate to myself, is perhaps Dana White, because he tends to be somewhat authentic.
I think that's,
right?
Yeah.
That he's just himself. I feel like he gets in front of a camera and a mic, and he just says what's exactly on his mind. And so this was, and I kind of like, I like that.
Because
I like when people just kind of, you always know that they're like where they stand. And so
he does say the right things. Also, in addition to what you're talking about, he says, "Oh, this is a completely different fight than the first fight. They've both improved so much." But then he's like, "Man, I'm so glad to have Conor McGregor motivated again and back to being Conor McGregor when he's like this, you know."
Yeah.
So,
and it could also not mean that he's overlooking Dustin Poirier.
Right.
Perhaps he's just excited about one of the possible futures for 2021, and that would be Conor McGregor having a major year should he defeat Dustin Poirier at UFC 257.
Let me play Dana White's advocate.
Okay.
I would probably be most geared toward being naturally most excited about the thing that's going to make my company the most money. And for that is definitely Conor McGregor winning fights, fighting a lot. He's the biggest superstar in MMA and one of the biggest combat sports stars in the world. Huge celebrity. We want him winning fights.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to tune in to our show via YouTube, via podcast, however you want. Links are in the show notes for various things that you can keep up with us.